If you are looking to attempt AWS certification exam online, then I would suggest following these tips. The first and foremost, make sure you understand whether you are well suited for an online proctored AWS certification exam in your own home setting, or would it be better for you to go to a testing center? Online proctoring is a great choice for any candidate who wants the comfort of testing at home, and that describes me. I always prefer to attempt the exam from my own familiar setting on my own computer where I am well versed on my own mouse, on my own mouse pad, and I love my chair. I'm well accustomed to it. I know the posture. I my fingers are set on my keyboard, and I know how to really work well with my own equipment. But at the same time, if you are not in a quiet, isolated environment, then it could be a trouble. Because, for instance, if you are taking the exam and you are disturbed by a family member or a friend who just mistakenly comes into the room, your exam will be cancelled on the spot. Also, if you cannot take any breaks during your online proctored exam, sometimes there are medical reasons where you have to go to bathroom or you have to drink water or you have to walk around for some reason. You can't do it while taking your test the exam. If you do that, even if you let them know about your situation, that might not work. They would always ask you to go to the testing center if that is the case. So you will not be able to get up and move out of view of your webcam during your appointment. So if you anticipate needing a break during your exam, I would highly suggest, instead of doing it during the exam at your home, go to a testing center. Also, you need to be sure that you can speak well, you can communicate at least at a decent level, because you might have to talk with the online exam proctor. You can take your exam in any of the available language, but the proctor will greet you, give you directions, and provide assistance in your selecting proctoring language. But even if you know the language, if you don't know how to talk, and if you struggle to communicate with the proctor, especially in the online setting, then again I would suggest that online AWS certification exam is not for you. Okay. Secondly, very important, and I have seen this happening to many people who go into the exam without testing their laptop or computer. I can't stress it enough. Please make sure that the computer or the laptop or whatever server you are using to take the exam meet the requirements. I would highly suggest that you review the system requirements for compliance and running the system test before you schedule your exam. There is also um, a system test requirement thing which you can use on PSN VUE system. I would highly suggest you do that before you take your test. Third thing, which is very important, is that don't schedule your exam in a rush. Just sit back, relax, look at your schedule. And the golden tip is that just try to figure out when is the best time for you in a day when you are at your highest energy level. There are some people who are very sharp in the early in the morning. There are some people who are um, very alert and attentive during the night, and there are some people who like to take the test after lunchtime when they have passed the day and then they're at ease with the schedule. So I would highly suggest that you play this to your own strength, to your own advantage, and only take the test when you are at your highest energy level, when you're fresh. Okay. Then another thing is that whenever you book a test, you get an email from PSN VUE, which are the test delivery provider from AWS. Now, they always send you an email, which is a confirmation email. So make sure that you read that email. It has everything you need to take the test, especially that with what sort of personal identification is required. Because if you don't do it, you don't know it, and if you are scrambling to get the ID in front of proctor, then if you get out of the view of the webcam, he or she might just cancel your exam, or you might just, at the least worst case scenario, you just might waste precious time. Then make sure that you don't log in or try to start your computer 1 minute before your test. Make sure that you log into your system 30 minutes at least before your scheduled exam time. And then during that exam time, just make sure that your ID is ready, your system is ready, no updates are pending on your computer. Because I know a couple of people who were just interrupted by Windows update as they were doing taking their exam, and then it rebooted, and that just made their exam null and void. So also another thing is that I know that especially in uh, third or developing countries, I would say, there are a lot of issues around internet connectivity, power outages. This is very important that if you expect any power outages or internet outages, it's always good idea to have some backup where you will seamlessly transit to that backup. And just in case that if you need some steps to take in order to move over to backup electricity or backup internet without, of course, moving away from your webcam, then let your proctor know. But I would highly suggest, if you're expecting that, go to a testing center, don't risk it. So I would say that these are few of the tips that you need to really keep in perspective if you're looking to take an online AWS certification exam. And just as a bonus tip, certification is good for beginners, but um, personally, myself, I'm not a big fan of certification. I think that the hands-on experience, the experience you get on the job, or the experience you get doing a lot of project, even as a newbie, go a long way. Thank you very much.